Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Generation X Nation. First thing as always, thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Look at here. We're going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville real quick because this was all about Nell and her crazy son Lance. Lance, we love you, but you was out of pocket this whole episode, okay? But before we get started, thank you to everybody who has liked and subscribed to my channel. I will be hitting you up in the comments if you left a comment. If nothing else, I definitely appreciate it. Now, before we get started, everything on my page on my channel is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Again, alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Now, I do my commentary week to week based on the episodes that air, and I also keep in mind that episodes are edited, so we don't always get to see everything that happened in that scene. All right. So, with that being said, we're going to get started. We're going to start off with the brunch. We had Destiny, Chris Fletcher, and Nell Fletcher eating brunch together, discussing the Scots. Now, Destiny came in and was telling Chris about how Letitia showed up to her open house and tried to throw shade like, oh, congratulations on your first open house. Well, I didn't even know this was your listing. And Destiny's like, first of all, you know I'm a realtor. And Chris reminded Destiny that Letitia's a broker. And Destiny's like, she know I've been a realtor. We've worked together when with her as a broker. And it kind of made me remember. I remember when Letitia had that little office as a broker. Remember Marceau threw her out? So Letitia, why did you come in there like you ain't never known Destiny had a realtor license? This is what I'm talking about. Letitia just creates storylines out the top of her head, I guess, to make it look interesting, and they're just falling flat. It looks like you in hateration mode all the time, Letitia. And just like Destiny said, it's something about Letitia as she's seeing me glow up. See, sometimes you have friends around you, they cool when they consider you to be beneath them. So when Destiny was struggling and having her disagreements with Melody and then going through her divorce with LeBeric and all that, maybe Letitia felt superior a little bit over Destiny because she was, catching it. Her business closed down. She was working out of a doggone storage unit and all of that. So maybe Letitia felt she was just a little bit above Destiny. But now that Destiny is catching up to Letitia, and I mean catching up like getting her own business off the ground and actually out there doing stuff, where Letitia still ain't doing all the quote business she claimed that she's doing because we don't see it. I think she may be a little jealous. So Destiny may have hit something there. Also, Destiny said, I think she's deflecting because I don't know what I've done to Letitia, but she's just upset with me for no reason. So I think she's deflecting a little bit. And then Chris chimed in and said, well, I had a conversation with Marceau and he acted like I was supposed to call him up and let him know my license was revoked. He's like, I don't know who do he think he is. It's not like we had any business together. And whatever happened was discussed 2 years ago. And he is correct. I think Marceau and Letitia are at the point now. Y'all know I love a Marceau, but it seems like they're at the point now where they think everybody on the show needs to check in with them. And if that's not happening, they think something's wrong with you. Um, Destiny did say it's too much work being Letitia's friend. You think, Destiny? You would think after the way they treated Melody when she was on the show, that would just be a red flag to be careful when you're getting too close to the Scott sisters because they are not loyal. So now Destiny is finding out what loyalty is all about because those girls will use you just like they did and then move on their way. And that's what they're doing now. They no longer need you because you had a common enemy. And now that you no longer have that common enemy, what's the purpose of y'all being friends anymore? Your friendship is really not needed. That's how I feel like Letitia is coming off. Um, and then I think I'm sorry, not Chris, Trisha called Nell and wanted to get the girls together. Now Trish know there's a big divide in this thing, the Scott sisters versus Nell and Destiny and all of that. So she wants to pull it together. To me, Trish is now getting ready to stir the pot and get something started. I don't know if her producer told her to get a gathering together, but she know when she bring them all together, drama will soon follow. But I guess that's what Trish wants to do to keep the heat off of her. Speaking of Trish and Ken, can y'all please make a decision about this relationship? Because this on again, off again is really getting draining. And I said it last time. Now, Ken, your big grown behind gonna go all the way down there to Nashville, let somebody take pictures of you and post them online because you did it intentionally, and those were your words, to see what Trish would do. If that ain't about the childish high school stuff I've ever seen. And Trish, who normally go from 0 to 100, was just sitting there very quietly listening to him. I felt she was mentally checked out, but she just had to pretend like she cared because the cameras were in the room. And then Trish says so calmly, well, maybe we can start over. And then Ken is like, well, I just went through so much trying to get here with you, going through things with your ex and going back and forth and fighting and the kids and all that. And we're like, well, Ken, where you been? Ken, hello? They The audience has been saying this since day one. But you, dark skinned Ken, and you, Trish, y'all was like, get out of our business. Y'all don't know. When the audience was telling you, Ken, get out of that man's family. That ain't for you. Trish ain't healed. They was giving you all kind of clues that it was a red flag. Not that Trish is a bad person, but she wasn't ready for a relationship. But you, Ken, dark skinned Ken, decided I'm gonna take this man's family and his wife and make it my own. And now you're regretting it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. But the old people say, God don't give you more than you can handle, and you actually get what you asked for. You asked for it, you got it, and now you seem to not want it anymore. Just my thing. He called, Trish like she was this evil person, and she's mean, and Trish, she's all that in a bag of chips. She's sometimes, I ain't gonna call her evil, but she does get real snappy and very nasty towards Ken. And I seen in this particular episode, I don't know if it was just her or she's doing it for the camera, or maybe she's practicing some restraint, but she was sitting there more quiet than I've ever seen her. She was just not saying anything. And usually in a conversation like that, where Ken telling you he intentionally did these things to you, she said, hey, are you still seeing her? So I'm like, Trish, are you seeing somebody else too? Because you don't seem that upset. Because normal Trish would have went off. But if she didn't go off, maybe therapy is working. Let's just hope so. So let's get down to these Fletchers. Boy, these Fletchers are something else. Let me tell you, Nell is going to lose her top. Nell, I don't know what's going on with you, but baby, you're going to have high blood pressure and a dang on stroke if you don't stop screaming at them grown ass kids. You let them make their decisions and you make your decisions. You don't have to watch or babysit any of those children. They apparently got mothers and fathers. And then there's a whole nother side of the family. If he has two ex-wives, don't they got parents? That side of the family, grandparents can't watch the kids sometimes. Why is it all on you? I'm confused. However, Nell, Chris, and Kayla met over at Nell, Chris, Kayla, and Lance met over at the house, and then Chris was there too, Chris Jr. I forgot. So all the kids happened to be at Lance's house that day. And she had a nice sit down with them about relationships. And she said, look, Lance, I don't want no more, you don't need no more kids. You got three kids by three baby mamas, and Lance said, hey, I was married to two of them, and then Chris has one. So you start asking about their dating life, and Chris Jr. was like, well, I'm outside. I'm not really in a committed relationship, yada, yada. I'm just looking for somebody that I could be serious with. So he tried to clean it up, and Nell was like, okay, make sure you find somebody that's right for you, whatever. But Lance, who already got three kids, act like he didn't care. He was like, well, it is what it is. I mean, I meet people. I mean, dating is different now. Ma, you haven't dated in umpteen years, and these women are different out here. And, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And she said, you got three, you need to wrap it up. You got three kids already. He said, well, I'm 34 years old with three kids. I don't think that's bad. Lance, where do you live? Are you down here on earth with the rest of us? You got three kids at 34 and two marriages. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying your track record ain't looking good. You might want to pull back, okay? And then you're not able to keep up with them because you got your mother available to watch the kids. So she's saying, "Look, I can't take on any more children. You're not spending the time you need to spend with them. They're with me a lot of times, and I think I'm doing too much and you need to step up as a dad." Lance is like, she said, and please, for the love of God, don't bring any women over or around the children that you're not in a serious relationship with. I don't bring them to my house. I get that. And he was like, well, I mean, I at least got to find out who they are. She said, no, you don't do that. Lance is not understanding what she's saying. She's saying, Lance, that don't bring these people and sit them down at my dinner table if you don't plan on having some type of real relationship with them. Because I don't want people in and out of my house, and I don't want people in and out, in and around my grandchildren that ain't gonna be here. That's not gonna be here for long term. Lance said, it's okay. It's no big thing. I mean, I gotta test them out and see if they're okay." And she's like, "I'm fine with that, but just don't bring them to my house." Lance, test them out over there at the steakhouse down the street. Go to their house and hang out, or bring them to your house and hang out. But don't bring them to your mom and sit her at your mother's table unless you know this going somebody that's going to be around a while, or you think they're going to be around a while. She don't want strange people in and out of her house. I don't know what Lance's problem is, but Lance, he's saying that you're blaming me for this messed up generation or dating pool that we in. And Nell said, no, we ain't using that as no excuse. There are some people who are being raised correctly. There are some good women out there who are being raised correctly that you could find. And I know she's right. Lance probably choose to go to a certain side of town or to a certain club and date certain type of women. That's what a lot of these men do. And then they'll say, ain't no good women out there. Well, where are you finding them at? Are you finding them on Instagram and swiping left or right on some grinder, or I don't know, not right, but on some hookup site, plenty of fish or something? If that's where you're going to find women, then yes, you probably not going to find the best in the pool. But if you just meet a person randomly, you know, I don't know, at the gym, coming out of a grocery store, a hospital somewhere, you probably get a better pick. But if you out there in the club popping bottles and you looking at the girl because she got a big booty and she twerking it, that's probably gonna be your drama. And I'm not saying women that twerk is drama. I'm just saying we know what the perceptions are and we know what reality is. And we know where we can find more of a quality type woman. Lance, where are you going to find these quality women? If you hanging out in clubs and stuff, don't I would go down there to that university. What is it, Alabama A&M, whatever that school is in Huntsville, the HBCU. Go down there and find one of them girls that's in college trying to make it. Okay, find some girl that's educated, ain't trying to shake it. She down there getting her stuff together so she can be the next doctor in her family. Go find somebody like that. I ain't saying she'll date you, but you may find somebody that will. But stay out of them clubs and picking these girls up randomly off the streets, okay? Because I'm thinking that's where he's getting them from. So I get all that. So after that, they Nell gets a little upset because she's sick and tired of taking care of these grandkids, and y'all need to be more careful out there, and you need to do better with picking these women. And she basically didn't want to hear no more from Lance. I just was so confused why Lance was so irresponsible with three kids, and he's still just sitting there on that couch talking so irresponsibly. Destiny, you dodged a bullet not dating him. Cause I'm not even a big fan of Destiny, but you dodged a bullet not dating him. Okay. And last but not least, Destiny and Twan meet up, and then Twan gets to talking about Destiny. They flirting back and forth, and he said, "Hey, this may not work out, but we can still be friends, and I'll guard your body or whatever." Basically, he's gonna be like a personal trainer for Destiny and everything. So then Twan asked Destiny, "Have you heard any rumors about me?" And she said, "No." And then Twan, excuse me, brings up a rumor about where they say I'm dating Kayla because we're always taking pictures and posting on Instagram after the workouts. And Destiny kind of and I'm like, Twan, why did you feel the need to bring that up? If Kayla's your god sister, I wouldn't care what people was saying about y'all when y'all post pictures. So to me, it seems like you brought it up for a reason. Is there something going on with you and Kayla that Nell don't know about? Because she gonna blow a lid like she did when the subject was brought up. Okay, so Destiny couldn't wait to get that bone in Nell. So then she gets the next scene is Nell, Destiny and Lance. And I think Chris Fletcher was sitting there, and now I can't remember. I think Kayla might have been on the porch with them. But anyway, uh Lance, told his mom, "Hey, I thought about what you said, and I'm trying to change my ways. I've actually been spending time, with my kids, and it was fun, and I'm enjoying it." So finally, he get what his mother is saying. What she was trying to tell you the whole time, Lance, is you having 3 kids and you can't spend that quality time with them, i.e., go to a soccer game or a football game or karate practice or meet them at, daddy daughter donuts at school and stuff. She's telling you stuff like that. And you just sitting back, well, I could have more kids. You can't divide your time up into 3 different households evenly. So I guess it sunk in and he realized mama was right. I got to do better at spending time with my kids. Yes, Lance. Get them get them out off your head. Them girls, get them Instagram chicks out of your head and focus on and get out them streets. And instead of going outside, stay behind inside or at least on the front porch and play and figure out and hang out with your kids and get to know them better. Okay. Spend that quality time with them instead of hanging. Ain't nothing wrong with going out with your boys every now and then to get some stress. But spend the quality time you have with your children because they're going to be grown before you know it, and you're going to be feeling like you missed out on a lot. Um, so then they're going back and forth, and then Destiny drops this bomb. And I'm like, Destiny, the bone collector. Now I'm over here rooting for you in this Destiny and Letitia Scott fight. I'm over here saying Destiny has changed just somewhat a little bit. I'm over here seeing Destiny be a lot calmer than she's ever been. I'm over here watching Destiny trying to be a good friend to 2 people, Kimmy and Letitia, who don't deserve it because your real friend, y'all done basically caused that lady to exit the show. And you brought this bone to Nell, knowing Nell gonna go from 0 to 100 as soon as she hear it. So she says, there's a rumor out that Kayla is dating Twan, and that just sent Nell through the roof. Because Nell does not like to know what's going on, okay? And Kayla and her seem to be close. They sit down and talk as mother and daughter and all of that. And I know she feel left out. If this is true and her daughter was dating her godson behind her back, that's going to hurt Nell more than anything else. And Nell went to snapping. I know y'all. What is this? She just started going. She went from 0 to 100. And I'm like, Destiny, why did you say anything? I wouldn't even have repeated it. That was a conversation between you and Twan. The only thing you should have did after that when Twan told you it's not true is left it alone. But then somebody mentioned, hey, I remember at the table I'd be seeing Twan and Kayla, looking at each other back and forth and making faces like they flirting, but I didn't think nothing of it. Then the signs was there, Nell. You must have missed it. But at the end of the day, Nell, your children are actually grown adults. And you're gonna have to cut the ties with them, or they're gonna have you up in the hospital with a stroke. Lance got 3 kids. And he's 34 years old. He's finally listening to some things you're saying. Make him be responsible for them. Don't step in all the time and babysit for the kids. And I know you feel like, hey, they're with me. I run a daycare. They're safe. The mother side of the family don't have some people that can watch the kid every now and then, or maybe that side is bad. We haven't really mentioned anything about the ex-wife, but sharing that duty, okay? Chris Jr., let him know you got one. Don't bring no more in here. Okay, you got to start letting them live their lives. Close the wallet and let them know that you are now adults and y'all got to slowly wean yourself off of me and go out there into the freaking real world. And then Kayla, if she's messing with Twan, it's okay now. I mean, he's not really your blood son, he's a godson. I think it's just a deception that she may feel they're deceiving her behind her back and lying to her and not letting her know, sneaking around and having this little thing going on. If it's true, allegedly. But we will see if there's some truth to it because she got Kayla on a pedestal. Kayla is her little princess. Kayla doesn't do anything wrong. She's raising Kayla the correct way to find the best man, whatever. And the whole time, Kayla may allegedly be messing with Twan right in your face. Yeah, that's enough to piss off a mother. That's enough to piss off any parent. But at the end of the day, Twan seems like a good guy. He is your godson. You know him, so you shouldn't be upset. That's all I'm saying. But what's really funny to me is how is Destiny and Kayla competing for the same people, the same guy? Anyway, as I said before, there was no Martell, there was no Scots this particular episode. Martell, you better get. I don't know how much money you're going to get paid this season, but you got 4 kids plus one to take care of. How these people done took over your show. I am cool with the Fletchers. They carried this whole episode. That family you can show more of that family and get us into the show because it is a lot going on there. I can Ken and Trish ain't really giving us nothing. This is about black excellence and real estate and all of that stuff. And I'm sitting here like Ken and Trish ain't even into real estate. And I guess they were supposed to replace Stormy and Courtney. And I'm like, cool, if they got businesses, that's fine. But here's the catch, I don't see them doing any business. Their thing was fitness. They were supposed to come in there and be the fitness gurus. Why ain't y'all open up a gym? Why ain't we watching y'all in the gym working your clients out and getting business plans together to start your own private gym or something? All y'all talk about is he's living with you 1 week, you kicked him out the next week. You're mad, you're not mad. He's with somebody on Instagram or DMing somebody, you DM. What is it? We know the relationship is trash, but can you give us something on the business side? And I don't even know how y'all can even get a business together because y'all can't even get a relationship together. So it's all crazy to me. I don't see a purpose for Ken and Trish on this show. I don't hate them. I wish them well. I want everybody to make money, but I don't see where they fit in to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And that's just my humble opinion. And with that being said, this is Gen X Nation. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit me in the comments, whatever you want to do. I definitely appreciate it. And thank you once again to everyone who is subscribed to my channel. And as always, you guys go out and have a great rest of your day. And this is Gen X Nation. Peace, and I'm out.